Breaking right now at 6:30, a tense standoff with a gunman that started in the 5 a.m. hour yesterday has finally come to an end. This happened at the Gwinnett Point Apartments off Beaver Ruin Road, where people were forced to evacuate. Our Tori Cooper's live at the scene with new information.
Yeah, investigators are still out here, and now it's obviously past that 24-hour mark. Take a look. Just in the last few hours, we did learn that this is the apartment complex where this all transpired. They say they received a call, two separate calls from a man inside this apartment complex for a medical emergency. Now, that medical emergency was unknown, but they say when they got here, they tried to get him to come out. That he refused. They ultimately determined that he had weapons inside, and that's when they decided to evacuate this entire apartment complex. Now, while the SWAT teams were trying to get him to come out, there was a very loud boom that went off while our crews were on scene. Take a listen. Now, it's unclear what made that very loud banging sound, but just for context, overall, when SWAT teams are trying to get someone to come out, they will use a flashbang because they're trying to make the suspect lose focus, but we were not able to determine that as of right now. But they say Terrell Adams is the man that made that call from inside this apartment complex. They didn't tell us if he was a resident, but they did say he was firing gunshots at police throughout the day, and police were returning fire. This standoff obviously lasted over 19 hours, but the suspect, who they tell us is in his mid-30s, was ultimately unharmed.
He is in custody. The SWAT officers were able to make entry and breach the door safely after evacuating all the residents from the apartment complex.
Now, residents who live here were obviously very cold, very upset while they were out here, but thankfully no one was hurt. But there's also still a lot of unknowns in this case that we have been pushing on for the last 2 hours, and still no answers from police. We're trying to figure out if he was a resident here, if he had a history of any criminal history or any history of mental illness. Of course, we will continue to push on this throughout the day and hopefully get a picture of this individual and share it with you right here as soon as we do. Reporting live in Gwinnett County, I'm Tori Cooper, CBS 46 News.